So acid rain is actually when rain become acidic, when rainwater become acidic because of the elimination of different gases such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides that are reacting with water in the atmosphere, that are reacting with rainwater, and that is converting into acid. Rainwater is naturally acidic as water dissolve carbon dioxide. However, when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide dissolve in water in atmosphere and react with oxygen, so they produce what? Sulfuric acid and nitric acid. That lower the pH of rainwater. So in some places the pH of rainwater may be low, is 3, means it become more acidic. If you see here, different gases are releasing to the atmosphere, okay, and oxidation of that in cloud is happening, and that are producing what? Sulfuric acid and nitric acid. When that sulfuric acid and nitric acid mixed with rainwater, okay, so that will come toward that will come with rainwater toward your earth. And when that acidic water is falling on trees, so it can damage leaves of trees. That acid rain enter to river, that acid is toxic for aquatic organism, especially those organisms that having exoskeleton. That this acid can dissolve that exoskeleton. Now let's discuss this effect of acid rain in detail. First effect of acid rain is when acid rain fall on trees, it kills the leaves and reduce their ability to resist disease. Many tree in Central Europe forests have been killed by acid rain. Also, it can affect algae and fungi, especially, the association of algae and fungi is called lichen. This association, sometime in tree trunk are there, you can see uh, algae and fungi make such, colonies, white colonies, right? So that is lichen. So it is also, because of, acid rain, they can also uh, destroy that. They can also, that is harmful for these organism, algae and fungi. So they can affect in this algae and fungi are also beneficial for the ecosystem. They are playing different role. Okay, even this lichen can be also the source of food for other organisms. And also I discussed with you one importance of lichen in insect camouflage that we already discussed, if you remember, right? So lichen play important role in ecosystem. So this acid rain is also destroying that. Another one we discuss about, acid rain is not good for infrastructure for buildings, especially that building contain carbonate, because this acid can dissolve carbonate. And it's also toxic for, acid rain also cause problem to plants, especially nutrient. Acid rain cause plant nutrients such as potassium and calcium to become soluble and wash out of the soil, so it means it make the soil infertile. Aluminium compound is in soil becomes soluble below pH 5. If pH 5 is decreased, so aluminium compound in soil will become soluble in it will reach to river, and that aluminum is also toxic for aquatic life. So these are the disadvantage of acid rain. Now, how we can reduce acid rain? The first thing is, we should reduce pollution. We should reduce the elimination of these toxic gases to environment. Low sulfur fuel could be used. Crushing coal and washing it with solvent that dissolve the sulfur compound, so reducing its sulfur content. Flow gas desulfurization. So remove the sulfur from power station chimney by treating the waste gases with wet powder limestone. In factories, they are using limestone, right? And that limestone is neutralizing these acid gases before it is get to atmosphere. Another one, catalytic converter. These devices can be fit to reduce the nitrogen oxide in exhaust fume of cars. A catalytic converter actually reduces pollutant by oxidizing carbon monoxide and hydrocarbon. They convert that oxide of nitrogen into nitrogen, means they are converting that oxide of nitrogen into non-toxic form, that is nitrogen. Sustainable resources. A resource is any substance or organism or source of energy that we are taking from environment. That is called resource. If we are taking fish from river, so that organism is a resource for us. If we are taking minerals, minerals are resource for us. If we are using fossil fuel, so fossil fuel are resources. Trees are resources for us. But some resources we can renew it. We call that sustainable resources. While some resources we can't renew it, we can't make it again. We call that non-renewable resources. Right? So for example, if you are cutting trees, you can grow trees again. If you are harvesting fish from the sea, but you can, breed more and more fish in hatcheries. These are sustainable resources. While non-renewable resources are those resources we can't renew that, such as fossil fuel and minerals. We are burning fossil fuel. We are using fossil fuel. We are using petrol. But it's possible that a time will come that there will be no more fossil fuel. We are using minerals. Copper, zinc, and lead. These resources can't be renewed. Once they are gone for ever. That are called non-renewable resources. So humans should care about non-renewable resources. Humans should also care about renewable resources. But most care they should do about non-renewable resources. They should care about renewable resources. They should grow more trees. If you cut the tree from forest, you should grow it again. You should careful about your sea fish. Okay, now humans should do development. Such development is needed without harming environment. That is called what? That is sustainable development. Sustainable development aims to provide the need of increased human population without harming the environment. For example, we should recycle the material so that we should not harm our environment. so that we decrease the use of these resources, so that we decrease pollution. We should build buildings in previous place in which already the undeveloped community are, buildings that was infrastructure was not good. We should build their new buildings. We should not cut forest for that. We should not destroy ecosystem for more land. These are sustainable resources. Provide the need of an increasing human population without harming the environment. We should conserve our fossil fuel, that is non-renewable resources. Coal, oil, and natural gas, we need this. We should conserve that. We should keep that for our future generation. Therefore, we should adopt certain ways to conserve these fossil fuel for future. Use fossil fuel more efficiently by burning them to make full use of the energy released on combustion. Combine heat in power plants. Reduce wastage of energy, improving the insulation of houses in cold countries. Using alternative to conventional air conditioning systems that are more energy efficient, such as those that use ice for cooling. We should insulate houses so that it trap more heat, so that we should not use, waste energy. We should not waste, fossil fuel, right? Electricity, these we should conserve energy. Reducing the demand for petrol, gasoline by providing better public transport and encouraging carpools. We should, here I will add some point here. We should, encourage public transport. We should not use, every time private cars to conserve energy, to conserve use of fossil fuel. Okay, we should try to use bicycles. If the place is near, every time you should not go through cars. And we should recycle materials. We should use paper again, because definitely for, when you are cutting the trees, right? So that is also causing problem, because, if you are making again paper from that, it is the use of more energy, use of more fossil fuel. We should also use alternative fossil fuel as a source of energy: wind, solar, and hydroelectrical, and nuclear power, and burning rubbish and wood from last growing tree. Okay, here we should use actually alternative source of energy: wind, soil, right, and hydroelectric. Hydroelectric means, electricity that you are using for the water that you are using for the production of electricity. Okay, and here if you see here, if we are burning trees, right, and we are creating energy from that, it's okay, we will conserve our fossil fuel, but here we will face another problem of, pollution. So it means that we should use, heat, like, but definitely if we are using heat for production of energy, so or for different purposes that can also cause pollution. But it is better, wind energy and solar that are good, that will not cause any pollution. And second, whenever we are going and journey right somewhere else, so it's better that we should go, you know, together in a single car. Okay, so that will also conserve the use of fossil fuel, such as here. Yeah, here if you see here, yeah, encouraging carpool. So we should go together in a same vehicle, right? And the example here, which they given us to us, like we should burn that trees that we know that trees can grow quickly. That trees can grow quickly, like growth rate is high. So if we burn that, so we can renew it again. Therefore, the example of this tree is given to you. Willow trees. Is clear to you? It's clear. So second here, like first thing is complete combustion of fossil fuel should be happen. And another thing, we can also, the heat that we can recover from this process, right? So that heat we can also use it for the different purposes, like if for in a factory, fossil fuel burning is happening and heat is producing. That heat we can also utilize for different purposes. Okay, for like for the boiling up water to produce steam, and that we can use for the turbine rotating, like that purposes we can use that. Another topic of discussion is sustainable fishing, right? We should conserve fish. We should not, harvest more fish from sea. So for that reason, there should be certain rules, regulation. So what are the possible rules? The first thing is country should, make such rule that there are certain areas, especially in breeding season, people should not harvest fish from sea to conserve fish. Another quota are issued by fishing authority. There should be quotas. Quota means like specific amount of fish should be, or number of fish should be allowed to people to harvest or to catch from sea. So that boats can take many fish in each season. There should be limit for them. And fishing net have to be certain minimum size so that small fish can escape. What mean by it? It means, for example, this is your net, fish net. So the size of this should not be too much small, that even the small fish you are also catching. The small fish, it should be, the size should be enough so that only it trap the big size fish. The small size fish should go back to sea so that they survive and breed. Some stock fish can be restocked if it is possible to breed them in captivity. We can also breed fish in a specific place that are called hatcheries. They are doing breeding, they are mixing the sperm and ova of that fish and providing suitable condition to that, providing suitable nutrient to that, and growing that fish. And when that fish grow, then they are releasing to what? To sea. Their places are called hatcheries. So we should grow, we should breed fish in hatcheries.